This student displayed troublesome behavior in class, going to extreme lengths that infuriated the teacher. When asked to read a sentence in English, he created his own language, prompting the teacher's fury and resulting in his removal to stand in the corner. Similarly, during a math test, faced with a simple question of 3 times 9, he devised an elaborate planetary scenario, assigning each number as a planet and causing a collision, leading him to answer 3 times 9 equals 3. Confident in his unconventional answers, he anticipated a perfect score, but ended up receiving a 0. When asked by classmates about his performance, he arrogantly remarked that the questions were too easy, despite his failing grade. However, the consequences he faced with his parents were severe. Needing their signature on the paper, fearing their reprimand, he attempted to avoid their wrath by claiming that 2 dogs had eaten the paper. Unfortunately, upon returning home, his parents discovered the lie and punished him physically. Identified as Ethan, the boy's misbehavior continued as he threw a ball outside the school, leading a classmate to retaliate by putting him in a chokehold, demonstrating the repercussions of his disruptive actions. When Ethan arrived home, he was confronted by his classmates' parents demanding compensation. In response, Ethan's father didn't hesitate and slapped Ethan across the face, signaling his disapproval of Ethan's behavior. His continuous misconduct had earned him a reputation as the worst kind of child, earning criticism from both teachers and parents. Reports to Ethan's parents indicated he had received 0s across all subjects, adding to their disappointment. Comparatively, Ethan's brother held a high academic status as the top student in the school, amplifying Ethan's shortcomings as he struggled in the 3rd grade and had repeated 2 years. Furthermore, Ethan had deceived by having his brother forge a sick note to skip class and play, worsening the situation. The principal even considered expulsion due to Ethan's ongoing behavior, much to his father's anger. Frustrated but determined to help his son, Ethan's father arranged for him to attend an exceedingly strict boarding school, believing it would instill discipline and reform his behavior. Though Ethan felt abandoned as he watched his parents' car depart, his mother and brother, despite their reluctance, believed it was for Ethan's own good. What his parents didn't realize was Ethan's exceptional talent in art. Despite his struggles in math and language, he possessed remarkable skill in artistry. He could effortlessly complete a 10,000-piece puzzle without needing instructions, showcasing his innate artistic abilities in an impressive manner. Ethan found solace in his artistic talents during his time on the streets, creating beautiful paintings of a child enjoying a popsicle. As he grappled with leaving home, his emotional turmoil surfaced through his art, manifesting in a continuous hand-drawn piece depicting his gradual departure from his family. Despite his artistic prowess, Ethan kept his sadness hidden, concealing his emotions and tears from everyone, silently grieving in private moments. In the classroom, without parental protection, Ethan became more cautious. However, his unique perspectives and responses in class sparked conflict with his teachers. Misunderstood by his English teacher, Ethan's interpretation of a poem clashed with the teacher's expectations, resulting in the teacher's frustration. In art class, his distraction prompted a harsh reaction from the art teacher, who reprimanded him by physically hitting Ethan's hand multiple times, causing swelling and tears, which he concealed to avoid becoming a subject of ridicule among peers and teachers. Ethan's struggles extended to other subjects, as the words in English and numbers in math seemed elusive, exacerbating his frustration. Feeling overwhelmed, Ethan lashed out by discarding his books and belongings, perceiving the subjects as menacing spiders threatening to consume him. Overcome by fear, he reacted impulsively, trying to fend off the imaginary threat by striking at the spiders. Eventually, a new art teacher named Nick arrived, bringing a drastic change to Ethan's circumstances. Nick's unconventional teaching methods involved dressing as a clown, performing somersaults, singing, dancing, and playing the flute, earning applause from the students. His unique approach to teaching stood out, allowing students the freedom to draw whatever they desired. However, Ethan's paper remained blank, catching Nick's attention. Recognizing that Ethan faced constant punishment from other teachers, Nick sensed the boy's fear and decided to visit Ethan's home to understand him better. During the home visit, Ethan's parents showed Nick Ethan's previous workbook, discovering a missing drawing. Surprised by this revelation, Nick delved deeper into Ethan's artwork, finding one particularly intriguing piece depicting soldiers digging a tunnel from the front and escaping through it from the back, an inventive concept that even adults might not conceive. Recognizing Ethan's artistic genius, Nick affirmed this to Ethan's parents, stating that Ethan wasn't an idiot, but a drawing genius. However, Ethan's father responded disdainfully, questioning the merit of drawing and dismissing its significance. Nick discovered Ethan's struggle with dyslexia when he noticed the unusual way Ethan wrote letters. However, Ethan's father disagreed, attributing it to a lack of interest in studies. To prove his point, Nick presented a toy box with Japanese writing, prompting Ethan's father's frustration due to his inability to read it. Nick called out the misunderstanding, making Ethan's father realize his misinterpretation of his son's behavior. Nick explained that Ethan's confidence had plummeted as he grappled with recognizing alphabets, leading to rebellion as a coping mechanism. Ethan had even given up painting. Determined to help Ethan regain confidence, Nick used Leonardo da Vinci as an example, highlighting the famous painter's dyslexia and his habit of writing sentences backward. Using a mirror, Nick showed Ethan how the mirrored text appeared normal, sparking a newfound understanding and excitement in Ethan's eyes. It was a moment of revelation for Ethan, recognizing that unconventional ways of thinking could lead to brilliance. By the end of the class, Ethan's smile reflected the restoration of his confidence. Nick assured Ethan privately that he would eventually shine bright. In an outdoor art class, Ethan's confidence soared. No longer lost in his thoughts, he collected twigs and leaves from the ground, crafting a floating water wheel, impressing his classmates and earning applause. Initially embarrassed by the attention, Ethan gradually grew more confident with Nick's encouragement. Recognizing Ethan's increasing confidence, Nick began teaching him individually. Using innovative methods, Nick helped Ethan feel the shapes of letters by writing them on his arm. He used various watercolors to distinguish similar letters and employed a step-based exercise for addition and subtraction, witnessing Ethan's progress with each session. Introducing claymation, Nick made learning enjoyable, and Ethan developed a newfound enthusiasm for studying. His test scores improved remarkably. Nick organized a school-wide drawing contest, keeping a surprise for Ethan. Meanwhile, Ethan's father arrived, expressing concern that Nick might misunderstand his intentions. Nick recounted a story from the Solomon Islands about cursing a tree to death by surrounding it in a circle, likening it to Ethan's situation. Ethan's father felt remorseful, realizing their role in hindering Ethan's potential. Nick's innovative teaching methods and support had helped Ethan regain confidence and excel academically, while Ethan's father acknowledged his misunderstanding and expressed concern for his son's well-being. Ethan's father emerged from Nick's office and caught sight of Ethan. Meanwhile, Ethan carefully perused the details of the drawing competition on the bulletin board. Witnessing this, Ethan's father became overwhelmed with emotion, tears streaming uncontrollably, accompanied by poignant music. On the day of the drawing competition, Ethan, who grappled with simple tasks like fastening buttons and tying shoelaces, took extra care in preparing himself. Despite these challenges, the exceptionally talented boy readied himself for the art contest. He tidied his hair meticulously and carried his painting tools on his back as he headed to the riverside at dawn, gazing thoughtfully into the distance. When the competition began, with all the teachers and students gathered to draw together, Ethan remained composed. He found solace under a secluded tree, where he unfurled the oil colors gifted by his brother and began crafting his masterpiece. Observing Ethan's dedication, Nick too felt inspired and immersed himself in painting for the contest. Nick had arranged for a professional judge to determine the winner. Ethan, painting with remarkable speed, swiftly completed his artwork and handed it to Nick. Nick was taken aback. It was a painting portraying Ethan seated by the creek outside the school, surrounded by flourishing trees, vibrant flowers, and an array of wildlife playing joyfully. It resembled a scene of nature bursting back to life, offering an explanation for Ethan's visit to the river. Nick's painting depicted Ethan laughing wholeheartedly, exuding the happiness Ethan had long yearned for. Ethan was astonished. He felt an overwhelming sense of happiness emanating from his own painting. Ethan's artwork claimed the top spot, and as the judges announced the victory, a wave of applause surged through the audience. Overwhelmed by this sudden show of support, Ethan stumbled and fell while stepping down. Without hesitation, Nick rushed to assist Ethan, guiding him to the podium to accept his well-deserved award. This recognition wasn't just about acknowledging Ethan's talent. It signified a significant turning point in his life. No longer labeled as unintelligent, Ethan emerged as a gifted artist. However, instead of immediately accepting the award, Ethan turned back and embraced Nick. They both understood the immense struggle it had taken for Ethan to achieve this honor, enduring hardships, criticisms, and ridicule that had nearly shattered him. Nick's unwavering belief in Ethan and his patient guidance had been pivotal in restoring Ethan's confidence. The honor, therefore, belonged to both of them. Later, the principal selected Ethan's drawing as the cover art for the school's brochure, extending the recognition. Ethan's parents were astounded and deeply thankful to Nick for his pivotal role. As the day concluded, Ethan found solace in Nick's embrace, symbolizing their enduring bond. Ethan soared into a bright future, having found his passion and purpose with Nick's support and guidance.